WFO. Very few motorcycles made will light up the rear tire at fourth gear on car. This is one of them. It is absolutely outrageous. Lots of torque. You can just idle 2,000 RPM and wheelie it all the way up the road. Well, when you get into the beams around 6,500 RPM, you better be hanging on. You better be pointing straight. Absolutely awesome. Guys, you're looking at the pinnacle of two-stroke big bore development for Kawasaki. This is a 1995 KX500, and I hope you feast your eyes on the video and pictures we've taken on it, but they don't do it justice. You really got to see this thing in person. Voted by our staff the #1 best, cleanest 500 we've ever restored. Standing next to Devin Aubie, who I bought up here because we had a big argument about this when it came in. It looked pretty good, and he goes, "I want to do a frame off on it." I'm like, "Why?" It's just these plastics and graphics, and he goes, "Dude," he was like, "We got to do this one because it was really low hours. Yep. Frame rails are perfect. Engine and training was good." So I believe in letting the guys follow their dreams here at Kaplan Cycles. If they want to make an absolute beauty out of something, I said, go for it. And I'm really glad I did because, Devin, you just knocked it out of the park on this one. Devin did the entire restoration himself. This bike, as I said, represents the pinnacle of 500cc two-stroke development in '95 because they came out with this engine in '85 and they discontinued it in 2004. But by this point, all the refinements were done. It was basically bold new graphics after that. So this represents the high watermark, and it was rated for 63 to 65 horsepower and 50 foot-pounds of torque at very low RPM. You see me riding them wheelies up the driveway at 2,000 RPM. This is the only motorcycle ever, and trust me, I've tried it with different bikes, that you can actually roll away from a stop in 5th gear. It'll actually pull 5th gear from a stop. 3rd gear, holies, no problem. You know, you got to slip the clutch a little bit in 5th gear to get it to go, but it's the only bike I've ever had that would do it. Massive low-end torque and really strong mid-range. A little less top-end than the CR500, but this is the freight train type of torque that made the KX500 the king of off-road and desert racing. The reed valve induction and the Kipps power valve brought in the power band and made low RPM response smoother than any other years. And it's notorious for pulling 3rd gear hole shots with monster torque and minimal vibration for a 500. It has a bulletproof bottom end. It's known for longevity. It came from the factory with these 46mm Kayaba forks, fully adjustable. It has a Kayaba rear shock with a rising rate linkage, and it weighed 224 pounds. There's Rob again, rest in peace. Single front disc, rear disc, fuel tanks 3 gallons, considered more stable than any of the other 500s at high speed, which made it excellent in desert, whoops, and fast terrain. And they dominated, the 500 Kawasaki dominated off-road. Destry Abbott was the five-time national hare and hound champion. Larry Rosler, multi-time Baja 1000 and desert champion. Ty Davis was a factory Kawasaki desert racer who was kicking ass in that area. They had guys like Ted Honeycutt, Dan Smith, Johnny Campbell, and Bruce Ogilvie. Also, there were Honda legends battled with the KX500. The Baja domination, the 500 won multiple Baja 1000, 500, and the San Felipe 250 races, often in brutal conditions. It won the Destry Abbott became synonymous with the KX500 in the late 90s in the AMA National Hare and Hound. And also, it kicked ass in motocross with guys like Jeff Ward running this bike. So, yeah, spectacular machine with a real pedigree, racing history, and collectors love these big bore two-stroke monsters. I probably have the biggest obsession of them of all. They're nearly bulletproof. It's a definitive Baja weapon, and they're just look awesome. The green and the graphics from this area, very few survivors from this. This was out of a 49 bike collection from a guy my age. So, you know, he didn't have much time to ride it. The bike was just sitting. And as soon as Devin saw it, he's like, this is the one. This is the one. And I was like, no, please don't. It looks great. It's worth 8 to 10 grand as it is. Let's put some graphics and tires on it. Sell it. He goes, no, let's take it all the way. So here we are, 60 hours later with a $6,000 at retail price parts list. He did absolutely everything. I have zero regrets. I'm grateful I authorized him doing it. And this was what we'll call an open checkbook build. There's no expense spared, and there's a lot that you won't see or notice that are highlights of this build. Every piece of original hardware he sent out and had re-zinced, or it was replaced with brand new zinc-plated hardware. P2 coatings, powder coated the frame. They knocked it out of the park. They did an absolutely spectacular job on the powder coating. Even has the original warning label intact on the shock body. And take a close look at the shock. It's absolutely spectacular. Brand new Wiseco piston on the standard bore. When you did the compression test, it had 165 PSI with the original piston. I'm like, leave it alone, please. But no, Devin's a perfectionist. He likes, and look closely at that engine. That's pure perfection is what you're looking at. It's absolutely pristine on the outside and pristine on the inside. Brand new Wiseco piston at the standard bore size. The crank bearings, he replaced the crank bearings. Those are new OEM replacements. The whole engine has been resealed with every gasket and every seal is on the engine. It is new. The entire engine cases were vapor blasted. The cylinder was vapor blasted. I'll let him get into some details on that in a second, but I want him to stand by in case I miss anything on here. Obviously, the front suspension and rear suspension has been totally redone, cleaned and rebuilt with new seals on the front. The rear suspension has been cleaned and rebuilt. The front and rear wheels have been rebuilt with the original hubs restored with new bearings, with new hoops, of course, black XLs, new spokes, new tubes, new tires, except for the rear. I might have knocked the hairy nub off of that because I think it'll just light up in fourth gear. I'll throw in a brand new tire for you because you're going to want to ride it when you get it. But if you're going to put it on display, you can throw a new tire on it. So every bearing in the bike, in the linkage, the swing arm, the shock, and the steering head is a brand new bearing. The carburetor on it, we didn't mess around with the original carburetor. We put a brand new PWK air striker on there. The clutch is a brand new Hinson Racing clutch with new plates, fibers, and springs. The chain and sprockets is a brand new Renthal chain and sprockets. No corners cut here. Even the hardware on the sprocket is new. All the hardware is new on the bike. It's absolutely spectacular. The front and rear master cylinders and calipers were completely cleaned and rebuilt. They were vapor blasted also. Of course, new pads and new oil. All the fluids are new on the bike. I want to, Devin, tell him what you did to the swing arm alone, because just that is you went above and beyond the Call of Duty here.
So the swing arm from the factory comes painted. It's got black primer, and then they paint it silver. And when the paint chips off, you just see black spots everywhere. And had to sandblast the whole swing arm, so the entire rail from here, in the front and back, all paint. You have to sandblast it off. And while you're there, you sandblast all the cast that's not painted all the way up, even into there. Everything completely sandblasted, and then you vapor hone it, because after you sandblast it, it's a nice, fresh aluminum that'll shine once you vapor hone it. So it brings out the shine, and then I take a Scotch-Brite and you just rub it down to make it have like an OEM look, like a newer OEM brush look on the swing arm here. I think it's a lot better than painting it again. It really pops with the fresh hardware everywhere.
What about the hubs? How did you get the hubs looking like they just rolled out of the Team Kawasaki factory rig in 1995?
Same thing. You sandblast and then vapor hone it. You get that fresh aluminum back out, and it'll shine. It'll stay shiny too.
How about the engine cylinder in cases? How did you get those looking that fresh?
So those you can't really sandblast, because you can't be getting sand into the moving parts of the motor. So disassemble the whole motor, degrease it, because you don't want any glass sticking to the grease and oil that's in there. So I degreased it in our ultrasonic cleaner, and then you vapor hone everything. Then you clean everything out really, really well. Make sure that there's no glass at all, and you vapor hone it, clean it out, put it back together, make sure that there's no grinding or nothing.
Your attention to detail is the best I've ever seen. You give Bill Buckles a run for his money. Check out the triple clamps here. Same thing here. Yep. Every square inch of this has been restored to factory new or better. All new Timken roller steering head bearings, new front number plate, new front fender, new Renthal bars, new ODI grips, new brake lever. Look at the camera close on this one, if you know what I'm saying. It is really something else. Braided stainless front brake line, new Renthal bar mounts, new Renthal bars, new. It's a twin wall bar, new purple. Devin's got a thing with the purple, you know. It's his thing, but the purple and the last one he did, like the last KX500, and the guy who bought it, please comment if you will, was almost this nice. It was pretty close. That one we put up, it sold at auction for $18,500 the first week. It was gone. This one, he really took it to the next level. Tell us about the fuel tank on this, Devin, because you're also our best plastic polisher in the house. We've had classes here where Devin has tried to teach the guys, and he has taught the guys. I don't think anybody's quite mastered it. It's kind of like airbrushing or something. How did you get this tank to look better than new?
Basically, you get them used, so you got to sand out the scratches and everything just from riding. Pants rub up against it, crashes, it being sandblasted from just riding wherever. And so you start off with a low grit being like 220, and smooth everything out with the 220, and then the next grit, you're pretty much getting rid of the last grit's marking. So you go from 220 and work your way up to 2000. And you have to be very careful in between the grits and get the last grit scratches out, or you'll end up seeing it in the final results. So, and it's not pretty. I've done it multiple times. I learned to really go over everything thoroughly. And after 2000 grit, you polish it up with who makes that? Prime MX. They have the polishing wheels, the sanding disc, everything you need to get the job done, and it doesn't disappoint.
There's nothing missing on this bike. The gas cap looks brand new. The breather hose is new. The radiators have been restored. All the hardware is new. The fuel petcock, is that a new petcock, Devin?
Nope, original petcock.
You rebuilt it?
Yes.
Rebuilt the original petcock, new fuel lines. The new carburetor has all new lines going in. The air box has been restored, and it has a brand new twin air filter in it. The saddle is recovered with, who makes this saddle right here?
Evo MX, or they were MXA. You can see MXA right in the back there. Their seat covers are awesome.
Proper Kawasaki, brand new rear fender, brand new side number plates, all new graphics. Tell us about the graphic package on this one.
That's 1995 livery, so that's what the KXs came with in 95. Evo,
stock OEM right out of the box.
Yep. Evo MX makes awesome reproduction decals.
Devil's in the details. The tank, is that a KX500?
That is a 1989 KX250 tank.
One of the hottest upgrades. If you didn't know what you're looking at, the KX500 tank is bigger and bulkier. This just makes the bike look super sexy, and it's one of the hardest mods to get because there aren't many original Kawasaki KX250 tanks floating around. So to find a nice, clean, original that you can restore like this, how many hours of labor just to restore the tank roughly?
I got it down to about 3-4 hours now.
Pretty incredible work. The air box is in mint condition. You can see the shock guard is brand new. If you come around this side, you'll see not only is a Renthal chain and sprockets brand new, but also the sliders on the swing arm and the Fredette Racing products, brand new aluminum, brushed aluminum chain guide. These pegs here are upgrades. These are the IMS super stock pegs. Is that all new hardware there? Looks brand new. Yeah,
those are, I believe, re-zinced. Those are original springs, so they were sent out re-zinced. They're new pins, though. Those are new pins.
That's kind of attention detail you normally don't see on a restoration. And you want to know why this level of restoration isn't normally done? Because it's difficult to make any money with this quality work because it takes so long to do it. But check out the Works Connection, brand new frame guards, the beautiful powder coating, the original factory chain guard even has the aluminum cover in the back, new front sprocket. The clutch cable is new. The throttle cable is new. The hoses are all new purple hoses. The radiators have been beautifully restored and painted, and all new mounting hardware. Even the motor mounts themselves were restored, vapor blasted and clean and polished. It has a brand new airtime folding aluminum anodized green shifter. It's absolutely beautiful. I think we already showed them the bottom of the engine. It is absolutely spectacular. And the question is, do you ride this thing or do you put it in your man room up on a lift and look at it or hang it from the ceiling? It's just really, really rarely are any 500s sold in the United States this clean. Very once in a blue moon will you see one. Let's go over the shock alone. That was completely dismantled, clean. Then Devin vapor honed it, the body, rebuilt it with a new shock bumper, a new bladder, a new seal head, and new oil, and accommodated it with a freshly powder coated spring and re-zinced hardware. Not 150 psi nitrogen in both rebound and dampening screws set to the middle, which is 11. So, yeah, just absolutely beautiful job on this. The exhaust silencer is a Power Core 2 FMF, and it's matched to a Pro Circuit Platinum 2 Racing Development brand new exhaust system. Look at the size of that thing. It's like a Cobra down here at the bottom here. I mean, that thing's, you could stick your fist into that thing. It's huge. Engine covers are absolutely beautiful. The original kicker, this has been restored also, right?
Yep, the knuckle there is re-zinced, as well as the mounting hardware and the circlip, and then the aluminum was just brushed with a Scotch-Brite pad on a wheel.
Spectacular work. Is this painted, this engine cover, or is that?
That's raw aluminum. I did not put a single drop of paint on it.
There's no paint on this engine. Am I correct?
Yep.
This is magnesium, and I think the engine cases are,
they're all aluminum.
all aluminum.
All aluminum.
This
yep.
this is magnesium.
Mm.
Oh, I thought it was. So it's all the whole engine block is aluminum, right?
Yep.
What about the intake? What's the scoop with that?
That's a Boysen rad valve. It's got new pedals. I brushed that as well to match and accommodate the rest of the aluminum on the motor.
All the hardware is brand new. The carburetor is brand new. The intake boot looks new. Is this a new master cylinder on here?
Yeah, it's a new master cylinder reservoir.
And the master cylinder was rebuilt, right?
Yep, rebuilt.
Master cylinder reservoir. Yeah, and new what do they call these?
Brake line stays.
Brake line
yep,
stays.
brand new.
And our new braided stainless brake line. Look at this. Is that the original brake guard?
That's a, I want to say Works Connection brake caliper guard.
Look at this rear wheel. We could have done the beauty shots out back there in the sunlight, dropped the camera and walked away, and 70 to 80% of you guys would have known exactly what this is. But for the other 20 or 30% that might need a little info, don't feel bad. We're proud to share this kind of work because trust me when I tell you, we can't afford to do these on all of them. But look at the shock body on this. That's the original. That's the original shock
yep.
decal? Can you zoom? Yep. Can you zoom in on that? Because this is proof of the low mileage of the bike. Normally that would be, you know, to zoom right in. That's the original shock decal. Original, unretouched, not a replacement. Devin preserved that in the process as more evidence of this thing being, as I discussed the original conversation, it did not need this. But I'm trying to keep my team happy here. Yeah. And Devin's a very intelligent, he probably has somewhat of a genius level IQ for mechanical stuff. And I don't want him to get bored. So you gotta let the team have their way with some projects, and this was the one Devin did this month, on top of probably 12 other ones we've been working on. But just excellent job, Devin. The attention to detail, the fork stickers, the Cabot fork stickers. This is called a stadium plate right here. Who makes this plate?
UFO
in black. Look at it. It's beautiful. The fork guards are brand new. The fork sliders are brand new. These were vapor blasted. The fork lowers. All the hardware is new. You can see that hub is just freaking beautiful, man. Look at that.
Yep, yeah, that axle was re-zinced, the whole thing.
The axle was re-zinced also. Just incredible.
Even the spacers that go into the seal there for the wheel.
The spacers that go into the seal were re-zinced?
Yep.
Who'd you have do that?
I sent it to Motoblast from New Jersey.
What'd they charge us?
For the whole kit that I sent them, it was probably about 5 pounds of hardware, so it was like $400.
Not bad. $400 to re-zinc everything. And then check this out. All the hardware on the hub and the rim lock is on the hoop, and the rim lock is new. Everything's just done right, man. Is this the original front rotor?
Yep, original front and rear rotor.
And they're in mint condition. Look at that original front floating rotor with the new brake pads on the restored master cylinder, new braided stainless brake line. Yeah, it's ready to take to the Baja 1000 or to the line at Southwick, or roll it into the New England Motorcycle Museum. Where is it going right now? That's where I'm putting it. It'll be on display in the Cowie section on the 3rd floor. If you want to come take a look at it. If you're interested in buying this, I would say don't snooze, because we are not building another one of these. We don't have, you got to start, you don't want to do a frame off to this level unless the core, you got to have perfect engine cases and a perfect frame and a perfect swing arm. Otherwise, you're wasting your time, right?
Right.
You're kind of pissing in the wind. I hate to say, I don't know a better way to put it, but if you restore a bike like this and it's got a big dent or in the frame or the swing, it's kind of pointless. So you got this was the right core bike to do it. It didn't need it, but what a spectacular example. This the finest KX500. The attention to detail and the level of this is a true restoration. A lot of what we do on the vintage bikes is what I'll call a preservation service. We'll get a bike like this that was really nice. We'll put new plastics, graphics, new tires on it, change the sprocket, get it running good, new bars, grips, and it's back out on the track. Redo the top end, whatever it needs. But this one is just took it to the next level, man. Devin, so how was it to work on this bad boy here?
It was motivation to come here and put it together, work on it every day here and there, jumping around bikes. And it's fun to put together something that you can imagine and it be something at the end of the month. And it showcases itself. I don't really have to say much.
Like I said, we could have dropped the camera right after the sunset shot over there. But we wanted to explain the level of detail that goes into creating this is truly a masterpiece. This is a work of art. And hats off, you did a phenomenal job on it.
Thank you.
I have no regrets investing the time and money into this thing, because it's a beautiful piece. And I promise you, there's very few companies or people on planet Earth that in 60 hours, which is Monday through Friday, and then Monday, Tuesday, and half a day Wednesday, could do this. It's just not going to happen. He said 60 hours. Actually, it was a little bit less than 60. We rounded it up to 60, but I think I probably drooled on it and stared at it and harassed him about it for probably at least 20. And I know he was laying in bed either subconsciously or consciously dreaming about this thing. And this kind of project requires a lot of parts ordering, working with subcontractors, shipping stuff. Just to get the powder coating on the frame done, we have to drive 40 minutes away to the guy's place, and then we can't just drop it off and run out. You got to talk to him for a couple of minutes, right? So it's literally... it's a 2-hour round trip to go to the powder coaters, and then 2 hours to pick it up. So it's very time consuming. That's just, and then shipping out every part for zinc plating and waiting for that to come back, and a lot of effort. And it's a joy. I absolutely love seeing a bike like this get done. It makes it worthwhile for me to know that this could become a piece of moto history. It might get tucked away where someone never rides it, and 20 years from now they pull it on and they're like, what the hell? So it happens a lot. Some of our real pristine bikes we sent out will come back. We've been doing this here. I've been doing this since I was 15, but here at this location since 2013 for 12 years. So a lot of times 5-10 years later, a bike will resurface that we did right this way, and it's pretty cool, man. I love it. Great job, Devin.
Thank you.
Thank you all for watching. Please put in the comments what your thoughts are, and if you've had one of these, and if you haven't hit the like and subscribe, please do. If you want to help this channel grow, that's all you got to do is hit the subscribe button. 80% of you dudes watching this, the ones that made it to the end of the video, probably are already subscribed. But if you're not, please hit the subscribe button. We appreciate it. We're trying to grow the channel so we can bring you more kick-ass content. Thank you for watching, and God bless America.